Put my damn hater blockers on. Okay, y'all. So good morning. Thursday morning. It's 65 degrees, and boy, I'm loving life, man. Loving it, man. Loving it. So today we got a light day. Pays the same for my guy. We'll probably work about 3 hours. I've had to take a small hit on some of the properties that we would normally be doing, but of course I don't have to pay for the expenses of doing the property. So it's not it's a hit. But when you consider the skid steer stuff that I've been doing in the background, you see that it's not that big of a hit. So, and it's not costing me nothing. For instance, we have, what I have done, I have moved the whole Fayetteville route to next week. So that's about $1,000, $900 worth of work that we're not doing this week. But I'm not trying to push the customers too hard because I mean it's so dry. It doesn't even make sense to cut the yards, man. And I know there's guys that do all this weekly stuff that they're just cutting up a storm. I don't see how you are, but if you say you are, I guess, you know, who am I? But I'm not. I mean, we're going 2 weeks and people are looking at me all crazy, and I've got probably 60 text messages / emails on you know, how dry it is, and please don't do the yard, blah blah blah. So as a business owner, you got to be prepared for these kind of things, and you can't force someone to cut the grit. Now if we were getting regular rain and all that, then I can you know, I would be upset about it. But I'm not upset with the customers because, quite frankly, if somebody pulled up to my house and wanted to cut my grass, I would look at them like they're crazy, you know. Even though some of the customers are more gracious than others, and they let me just continue to come, but a lot don't. And and I don't want to. I mean, I want to, but I don't want to. I don't like wasting time. And I feel like when I get on these properties where there's no growth, you know, it's hard for me to justify that. But see, I'm a Mac out here, so I'm doing all kinds of things to make money. Everywhere you turn, I'm making money. For instance, today I'm cutting a few locks off of the storage facility down here, and I get $40 a pop. Well, that ain't nothing, man. Yeah, but it ain't costing me nothing. It takes me like 5 minutes, and you know, I can go down and they got 2 carts that they want me to fix too, and I usually charge $100 a pop to fix the carts, and that's welding them or, you know, fabricating some kind of, you know, they buy these cheap carts and then the carts break, and they're steel carts, but you know, for people to help people move in and out of the units and stuff, but they're cheaply made. There's some Harbor Freight type made stuff, and it's real thin metal, and I've had to they probably spent $500 or $600 with me in the last year just on their metal carts. So that's another little thing I can do, you know, just to kind of, well, what we want to do is we don't want to run out of work, y'all. I can't stress that enough. I don't want to, you know, with no rain, I don't really even care nothing about being super efficient. So there's my guy right there. So we're gonna make some money another way today after we get done. My guy will. Let me give him the keys to the truck. But I put ice in the cooler, so you ought to be good to go, man. Yep. I really like having this guy out here. He's got a lot to learn, just like we all do. Really not a lot to learn on procedure on the properties. We just got a lot to learn about each other and how we're doing things. And as long as he's coming out here and he's not in a frenzy, and he's not, you know, he's real calm to a certain degree. Now he's passionate at the same time, so I think he's starting to understand that you don't have to do all this heavy labor on these jobs, you know. But the HOA's right here. We're gonna do that first. Yeah, I don't really want to be over in the neighborhood yet. In that neighborhood. But y'all, I had to catch back with y'all, man, because I don't really know. There's a lot of moving parts here. I gotta figure out how we're gonna do that other property. I mean, I could just about go over there and do that other property by myself. I mean, it's gonna be so dry. Everything's so dry. So we ought to be able to get away with not doing a lot of weed eating on the HOA. And y'all know that I ride by this HOA every day. Whenever I'm going somewhere, I have to go the back way instead of out on the main road, because that just makes it where everything is, well, I know what to expect. Anytime I can ride by a property and during the course of my working week or day, and I can ride by a property that I'm going to be doing, I always do that, so I can kind of judge. And especially now when we're not getting no weather and everything is a little bit topsy-turvy, tipsy-turvy, whatever you want to call it. It's not exactly where we want to be, but we're embracing it, and we got a lot going on. And the skid steer is a critical part of that. Like I'm saying, you can just have 2 or 3 skid steer jobs lined up, and that's 2 weeks of mowing. And you can make as much in a day with the skid steer that you would make in 2 days with the mowing. And then we've been working pretty regular too, so we need to get this rain coming tomorrow. We're not working, so we're going in. I already know I'm not working, and I pray that it rains. They're saying 80% chance, so you know, yeah, that. Spray that, the homeowner did. Okay, y'all. So we got done. What is it today? So what we get today? 175, 2. $550. Yeah, we're right at $750, man. Not great, but considering what I got in it, it ain't bad. I didn't have to travel no more than a mile from my house, so. But my guy, he's getting used to the mower. He's doing a lot better on the lawnmower. You know, my mowers are well, they're good mowers, but they're top of the line. And you ain't never been on one, an Exmark Laser Z X Series with a 30 horsepower engine or more, you missing out. Because these mowers right here, I mean, and then once you get used to running one, it takes a minute though. Like, I can see where he's got, well, he's taking his time because he's got to learn the machine. And, you know, every machine has its trick. Just like if I got on a walk behind or a stand on, I'd have all kind of shit I'd have to learn. That might be one of the reasons why I ain't got one. But for jobs like that we just cut, I think if sit-down mower is the only way to go. I mean, you're cutting a lot, man. Now, you know, I don't like standing up for, well, we cut for 3.5 hours. And I don't want to stand up for 3.5 hours, you know, bumping around on a mower. That's just me. Yeah, man, you know, it's so dry that even if it didn't rain tomorrow, I'd still be wanting to take the day off. You can't justify it, man. You know, go out and you know, if you got guys that work for you and you promise them so much money, but then when a drought like this, and normally that's not a problem, right? Because normally we're not in, we've had terrible drought this whole summer, really. We probably lost a substantial amount of money. I can count probably 4,000 or 5,000 that we've lost. But that we actually, you know, and then there's a lot of unseen costs that you're not able to, well, you can't see. Well, unseen money that you ain't getting because, well, when it don't rain, nothing grows. So, you know, I might be doing brush cutting with the skid steer and everything. But the bushes don't grow, nothing grows. So, and it's been like that pretty much. Hell, there was 6 weeks in the middle of the summer where it did that. And now, here we are again. It's been 4 weeks or so, 3 or 4 weeks since we had any rain. We had a little bit the other night, but that didn't do anything. Hopefully tomorrow and Saturday we'll get a lot of rain. We need a couple of days of freaking just rain. So I told my guy that we weren't going to be working tomorrow. It's going to be raining. So we actually only got in 3 days this week because of holiday. But ain't a whole lot I can really do about that, man. We need the damn, you know, I'm doing everything I can with skid steer and all to generate money to help fund some of the lawn maintenance that we're not doing. It's a grind for sure. For sure. But it's probably the worst season as far as rainfall that we've had, well, since I can remember. I can't remember a time when we had two droughts in one summer. So obviously we're you know, the business's numbers are not going to be as good this year as they were last year. on the lawn maintenance. Now, I've been doing a little bit of skid steer work, and I haven't had to pay out on the skid steer like I did when I had that T190. You know, every time I used the T190, it was costing me damn near what I made. That's why I wouldn't use it, you know, that much. But this year, having the Kubota, even though I got to make a payment, I'm still better off. So that HOA for 2 people, it'll beat you up, man, for sure. But I'm tired right now, man. I really ain't got a whole lot to say, man. I'm kind of tired, man. A little exhausted. Yeah, I don't get real motivated when it gets like this, you know. Plus, I'm probably got a lot of burnout going on too from the summer. Every time, man. It's Thursday, my Friday. Deuces.